this is now episode 4 of this Minecraft series that I'm doing. Um, I still don't really have a good name for it. It could be DEGES or something. That's what I've just been calling the server. I don't really have a good name for it. I can always workshop it with the other people in the server, but man, that's not too important. This is mainly for me trying to document just the progress of this island. Maybe I can look back on it, or maybe this grows into something new. But in between episodes, what I did was I worked on this area. I free cam real quick. This small area, I tried messing around with a bit of the outside of the island, but figure we can probably move one of my farms from the other island to right here, and possibly move the steam engine to this island and just start working on making some farms here instead of at the other place. So I might move one of the farms here. I know definitely this episode we are putting the door into this tunnel that I'm going to go create, which I already have the videos, so they will go in after this clip of me brainstorming that. But I think in between, or as you guys are watching that clip, I'm just going to finish off this tiny area and we'll see what we have left to do. Who knows? Okay, so here we are in my creative world. So, like I said, you might see some things that I've tested to see how they exactly work. Some things that just never went into the world. Ideas that I had originally for some shops. They kind of just worked out how I would want them. But yeah, for the most part, everything here is it's like a normal creative world. But I made this platform over here for the door. So I think to probably start off, I should probably figure out what kind of block I want to use. I'm thinking maybe giant, kind of like iron doors. What kind of iron blocks are there? Ooh, this might actually be good. Should we do something like let's see. I'll probably take just this. Probably not that. Let's test these. See, I thought that would connect, like, okay, that just also not connect. Still one that connects. I mean, there's this, I'm pretty sure. These two. Yeah. I don't think that one has been. Okay, so let's quickly just get that out of my own inventory. Oh, there's this. I'm thinking that words. Okay. So, just quickly sketch. Thing is that if I do this can work the hole I measured, it was like 11 blocks. So it might be, it's lower. So if I quickly just make this just a little taller. It doesn't really matter the height. It's just how we make the door. So this is design, I guess, number 1. So let's get some glue. Glue this. So that way, this side is independent. No, it's, I'm trying to think of the block. It's in the, oh, I can't get that. Huh. Okay, oh, I think it's the windmill. Windmill. Oh, I'm just gonna look it up here. Might be the windmill, it might be something else. I can't remember what it's called. I used it over here, actually. Mechanical bearing. Okay. So we do that. Since we know it's going to be activated by redstone, we can easily make it so we can lock and unlock. The next block I'm trying to think about is the clutch. So let's quickly just this is trigger in my head for some reason. Gear shift, shaft, just get a normal gear shift. That way I can do that. Unless I just did that and I lost the clutch. So do this. So activating that should power from power. Cool. Okay, we get the creative motor. Huh. Ah. Try not that. What's this mean? Ooh, that might be what we need. Sequence gear shift. Okay, so means I need a power these indefinitely. Let's see how that looks. Let me figure this out. Okay, so I've tinkered with it a bit. I finally figured out how to use these sequenced gear shifts, and I think I got it. So when you pull the lever, it opens up, which currently it could be because of how fast I have this. So let's turn this down to maybe 60. Just slower, it's not going as fast. That's still pretty fast. What about 32? See, that's better. Honestly, since it's supposed to be bigger doors, what about 8? Like, they're supposed to be heavy, they move real slow. See, that's better. But even then, what about just one? One is really slow. Should have done A on the reverse. Okay. So, say Mumbo comes up, put, or, I don't know. Mumbo just flips the lever. Oh man. Well, that explains the listening on the door not opening. Okay. Put that to 1. Reverse that. Okay. So now, if we flip this, they opened. Cool. So like in our example, there's gonna be, say on the wall, there's gonna be some terracotta, or the wall is gonna be terracotta, so it won't be exactly like this, but this is more to get the point across. Like it's gonna be cave-like. It's gonna be hopefully an obvious lever on the wall where the redstone just snake around and it'll just open the door. But you see, this is all well and good if the power's on. Since the story of the island is that the power is off, I think what we need to do is that everywhere there is a redstone contraption that can be powered by a lever, what I might do is one of these. So this will be powered on because, or at least until the main puzzle, final puzzle is done, which will mean that's locked. So no matter what, the players will not be able to flick this or open the door. So that's the redstone behind it. And then when they finish the puzzle, all the redstone characters will turn off. So redstone machines will work. They can open the door. It's gonna be great. Now, another idea I have of this. Let me see what this is at. Okay, so I might, let's test that real quick. Mechanical sticky piston. Let's get the piston extension pole. Pocket piston. Okay, so the other idea. And this can work with 11 wide. I might have to make the hallway just a single block wider for that one. But this one, I can do this. Let me get glue real quick. Currently racing time before a New Year's party. So I'm trying to do this as quickly as possible. Nope. Just throw that there. See, we can do one of these. We might actually have to make this see, imagine door, but oh, that's really slow. But it slides out the way and goes into the wall. That's another option we can do. So either a sliding door or what's it called? The other door. So that, you just have to turn it on and it goes. Whereas this one, I'm thinking going this style. I was going to do that just to cheap out, but I think doing this might be more fun. So let me see if I can... chain. See that an extra issue with doing creative is not only if you can, yes, you can't craft these, but you can craft those. So imagine pretty tall doors. Oh, that's awesome. You could stay on track. But like, the doors will go floor to ceiling. This is more just to get the idea of a possible door. So I can wait till these close so I can fit the idea of the door handles. It's like that. The thing is that leaves these open for design. So I could probably what to do. didn't realize that I need to be in its original state. That's interesting. Okay. I mean, this is gonna be a lot of iron, but this is already looking pretty cool. If we don't like that, we can always do one of these. It does, like, this, I actually think I might like that more. I was gonna say it probably doesn't matter, but clearly I do have some preference. What about this? What about that? That's... What if we do it the other way? Just some variation. Doesn't hurt. Ooh, that's pretty cool. I feel like we might have to change the middle part out. But yeah, for the most part, this is good. I'm going to jump over to the other island and we can see, or it's the server, see how, much space we can do, and we can figure this out. Hopefully get in by next episode. Okay, so I went and got the stuff for making the store. I set up a small platform right here just to help, you know, get things going. So, to start off, just going to do this. Get the shafts. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to reverse that one and reverse this one. Make those all that. So now they are all connected, and I can easily run a shaft going down this way to be connected by the power. Then what I'm going to do is make small torch tower. How did I do this? I'm trying to remember how I did it from memory. I think it was just like that. Actually, no, it was one block further down. Because it was like that. And do the same right here. The reason I'm doing this is because I'm going to have this line trying to build and think is not great. So the idea here is that when power is activated by this, it's going to, and this is going to be a lever system. So there's going to be a lever above the door, which I'm just now realizing I'm doing this backwards. Let me just do this again, just real quick. Actually, it'll be fine. I can always loop it around. Okay, so since it is going to be a lever above the door, flipping this is going to unpower this one and power this, which means it will rotate the door to open or close. Then whatever the opposite is, just repowers this line, unpowers that. So it's basically the opening closed door. Now what I need to do next is at some point provide the power to this and also making the door, since yeah. So I think what I might have to do is move this actually one over, just because how do I describe it? Or it would just have to be against the, because if it's just there, it's going to rotate out and there's still a gap here, but this way the door can be fully covered. Apart from that, this is mostly set up. Guess what I can do real quick is take down this door. We make a lever. Do that there. Thing is that I know there's room back here for any redstone. Back on. Basically, I'm just running this redstone line all the way down so it can connect to here. Let me get more wool. Then we can connect this up. So yeah, if I did this the other way, it definitely would have been, like going this direction, it would have been easier, but yeah. Get more redstone. We'll just do a repeater here. Brain fart for a second. So I know I can't exactly test this right now, but if I were to pull the lever would rotate. I just haven't made the system for giving power to the door yet. But the nice thing about this repeater is that I can do something like this. Need 2 more, or just 1 more repeater. So now I can lock this, and so this will be the on-off station for the end, when they finish the end puzzle. We even cut their code in, because why not? So this will be like this when the puzzle is not finished, and then when they finish the puzzle, it will turn on. So when they come back to the door, they can open it. I just need to hook this up to the final puzzle as well as the engine to hook up this. Apart from that, the door is pretty much good, except for the part of Trini and make the door, which I'm going to do that right now, and I'll just skip to that part. Okay, so I've done some work on the door. I mean, it's not much, just basically what I had on the creative, but changed this middle part out to just that. I think it'll be more interesting. I also added these resting lamps and this lever. Now, if I just freehand this. So going under, that lever is what powers the door to turn on or open or close. And I linked the lights to this blue line, so when the main generator turns on, it will turn on the lights as well, which will give these lights more like definition that, hey, the door has power. I felt like that would be something story-wise to indicate that the power is on, even though when they leave the final puzzle, they're going to see everything moving. Felt like it's just one of those small details I don't have to worry about later. And yeah, so I'm going to wrap up the video here. I finished the door. I just finished this tiny area, and I think next episode I'm going to move most of my farms from the other island into here, just to help speed this up, and that it'll also function as the engine for the door. So I hope you guys have a good rest of your day, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.